Hi friends, it's Renee. I'm going to be doing a spirit guide reading. This is for a woman who is getting out of a 12-year relationship and needs a little bit of guidance and support, definitely from her her guides. I see I haven't even shuffled yet, and we have the death card, which is not about a human death, but just the end of a cycle. Starting something new. So I think that's pretty exciting to see that at the bottom of the deck here. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, but I was just playing around with these cards a little bit ago. And kind of mindlessly shuffling as I was reading her message to me when she purchased. And definitely the death card is a great one to see there. We are ending this cycle. Okay, so the card that represents your guide as you're going to be moving into like this big time of change and everything is Temperance card. This is a major arcana card, which means she's like one of your bigger spirit guides, and she's definitely going to be here by your side. This card is all about balance, connection, not overdoing it, and keeping your eye on the prize. So I feel like she's coming here for you because you're definitely going to be going through moments of upheaval. Possibly there's a silver lining on the end of this for you, but you are going to have to make the big change, the big leap first. She's just here to remind you when things get bad, when things seem dark, there is light. When you are sad and you are crying, remember, there are times of joy and laughter. So I definitely feel we'll probably see more of her and tap more into this power of balance and connection as the reading goes on. But for right now, she just wants you to know she is someone that's going to that's going to be in your life right now to help with that balance and keeping yourself centered and grounded. Let me find how he's so where sorry I have a list of like each question. It's like I have it in my head, and so as the cards come out, I know kind of what my intention is, what reading we're doing, but then when it comes down to the actual wording of what each question is, sometimes I need help. I do know this next one is how your spirit guide is currently helping you, but I do want to get the list up on my computer. There we go. Okay, so that's your spirit guide's personality. They're just very balanced and centered and ready to help. Now, how they are currently helping you. So this is an emotional cup. It's like the end. It's the completion of a cycle. So as number 10, it's the 10 of cups. So I really feel like this card here is again talking about this completion of this relationship, the end of this cycle. She's here to let you know, like, even though this particular thing is ending, there's still family and friends, there's still people in your life, there's still connections that you're not going to lose. Things may seem dark for a while, but she's there to make sure that even though you're losing one part, you're still keeping all of this. And that again goes with this whole balance aspect that she's bringing. We're removing something, but something that wasn't working. You're going to sever it, but you still have, a beautiful life. You still have some abundance and joy in your life. And so she's definitely here just reminding you, if you get a note from a friend, a random phone call from a family member that you haven't talked to in a while, someone wishing you well, this is her kind of pushing them in your direction, helping you see that light, see not all is dark, see those connections and the joy that comes at the end of a cycle, We reach 10, we start over again at 1. It's like we end, we start, we end, we start. Everything is a cycle. And that is just her telling you your emotions may grow dark, but I have light for you. So how can you help yourself as they are helping you? And we have the Justice card, which is number 11, which is funny because that comes right after 10, which we just saw. But this is about balance. We've got one eye uncovered, we've got the scales, so quite literal balance here. Karma. What you can do right now to help yourself as they're helping you is to keep your eye, again, we have those two. This is awesome. So they each only have one eye open right now. Your spirit guide, and how your spirit guide is saying that you can help yourself as she's helping you. There's like that eye on the prize, pushing forward, seeing the end of the road, remembering everything is about balance, everything is about centering. There's karma. You're a good person with a good heart, and even though you're going to have this dark, hard time now, keep in mind, keep yourself focused on the joy that you have at the end, or even the joy you have in every day, because it's all about balance. Keeping her cool. She's not gonna be able to do this if she's all stressed out, if she's got stuff weighing her down. This is a physical balance. She wants you to stay mentally balanced. So how can you recognize when your guide is talking to you? So we have the Six of Cups here, which I've been actually seeing in quite a few spirit guide readings, which is cool. But so this card, I feel like a lot of times clues on this will come up throughout the reading too. But this card right here, we're just seeing that giving. So right now you're going to feel like you're giving up yourself. You're giving up some things. You'll be changing a lot of things, but you'll also be receiving. You're going to be receiving gifts from the universe, gifts from others. So this goes back to when you get like that random note, when you get that phone call or message or something from somebody that you weren't expecting it from. That is your spirit guide putting them in your life. And this goes back to receiving that. So when you are receiving that, you know that they are there. They are the one pushing that towards you. You might get a friend calls you and says, "Hi, I hope you're doing well today." That was your spirit guide talking a little bit in her ear and telling her, just check in with her, see how she's doing, see if she needs somebody to verbally speak with right now. So I definitely feel like that is part of how she's talking to you, and you just have to be open to those messages and paying attention. I think we're also going to we're going to come back to that. I think I'm feeling like we need to see a little bit more, and we're going to get a little bit more insight into that card for sure. But as of right now, I just really feel like that is little surprise messages. The microphone on my camera doesn't work very well, so I have to get this other one in here, and I keep forgetting it's in the screen. So then we have what she wants you to work on right now. Kind of like just something to remember, something to focus on while you're going through this time of change and upheaval, maybe. And I've also seen this card appear in guide readings. Now, what I'm seeing is this is my third cup card already. So obviously this is a very emotional time for you. We've either had cups or major arcana cards right now. Cups are definitely tied to the emotions, our inside, how we feel, how we're reacting to things. So we see that here on this card, and I'm just drawn to automatically like the reversal of this. So we have a joyful male witch accepting something, and then over here we have a sad male witch not accepting something. So I feel like what you have to work on right now, or what you just have to focus on, are these little positive moments. Because again, where I feel like these positive little messages and moments are coming from your guide. This is them placing people in your lives. But I also feel like you individually have some really amazing qualities and gifts of abundance in your life. Things that are probably really super hard to focus on when you're going through such a big life change. But you have to remember they're there. If you start focusing on the negative, you're really going to get stuck in like that negative way of thinking. There's absolutely, I mean, that's obviously like a no-brainer, like what I've just said there. But the negative connection is just going to keep bringing you more negativity. So your guide just really wants you to focus on, whenever you get any little messages, let that really sink in. That person's not just saying that just to say that. They really are concerned. How are you doing? They really want to know. When you, excuse me, when you find, a penny in the couch, these are little gifts, and that's probably the tiniest gift you can get. Imagine the smallest coin, the least amount of money that you can possibly finding that in the couch cushion, and then saying, wow, what a great gift from my spirit guide. That is really focusing on the tiny. And I think the more you focus on tiny little things like that, the more it's really going to help you find that bigger golden picture of joy. It's really going to bring that joy into your life. It's going to, when you get excited about this tiny coin, next time you'll find 2 coins, next time you'll find 3 coins, and like the gifts just keep growing. As soon as you accept that you are getting gifts, they just keep coming out. So I felt compelled to like pull a card. I've been really feeling this card for the spirit guide cards. It's the Goddess Guidance deck by Doreen Virtue. Her decks are really pretty. So this one I just really felt compelled to with the spirit guides today. Like there are messages coming from this. So this just flipped out at me. There was a few that came out. This one was right on the top. Ugh. So this is going back to directly what we were just talking about. So we've got this witch that's sitting here. He's got all these golden cups and he's so just bummed out about it because he's thinking about what's next, not excited about what he's got. And then here we get abundance. The universe is pouring its abundance onto you. Just be open to receiving. So that is definitely something that we tapped into just now with this card and your guide. And I just want to open up the book just because this is a newer deck to me. I do want to open up the Goddess Guidebook here and tell you a little bit more about this card. But this is just about the more you're open to that abundance. Sorry, it's not abundance, it's Abundantia. I believe that is the goddess's name. So she is about prosperity and abundance. So asking for help is a sign of strength, not for weakness. You are very powerful, and I'm here to support your growing power. It's right for you to receive this help as we function as a team. I've heard your prayers, worries, and affirmations. I'm pouring my cornucopia of prosperity upon you to expect unforeseen windfalls and gifts. Notice the new ideas, feelings, and visions within you. This guidance and clear direction about actions to take is in conjunction with my assistance. Together we will be unstoppable. So one of the various meanings of this card is to be open to receiving. And that directly goes back to here, like just receiving, like your guide is talking to you when you're receiving unexpected gifts, like, finding the coin in the couch. But but you're not going to keep getting these gifts. They won't keep growing bigger if you can't acknowledge and get excited about the little things. So I really feel like seeing this card here, it's just really reiterating the fact that the more you get excited about these tiny things, the bigger they'll become and the more prosperous you'll be in life, and the quicker I think that you're going to land on your feet after this huge change in your life. So the next card is going to be like, what are your gifts during this time of change? We have the Seven of Swords, which is sometimes known as like the Thief card, or betrayal. So here I'm really feeling like this is something, there were other things going on during this relationship, and it really it took you a while to kind of make this decision. And I feel like as soon as you made the decision, you're ready to move forward. You're just kind of waiting for help or waiting for signs from the universe. But I feel like your gift and your strength is that the end of this is within inside of yourself. You can you don't have to sneak around. You can just leap out the window. Don't leap out a window. I feel like that's just saying, you know, you can make a run for it. You don't have to feel like because of the history excuse me, because of the history that together that you have to sit through some of the darker areas and some of the gosh, I'm trying to think of that. So there's definitely been some like murkiness around this relationship more recently in the past year or so, and I think this is really just saying it's time to cut ties. And once you made that decision, you're just ready for signs, and you're ready to move forward and go on in your life. I've had this ongoing cold, but I am just now starting to think it's allergies. What is your connection to the spiritual guide when you're with them on the spiritual plane? And we have the King of Cups reversed, which is really interesting to me, because upright, this is like a super, this is like someone who is like really got a strong hold on their emotions and really in control. And then reversed, it can be someone who's letting their emotions get the best of them. With the Temperance card here, so here back at the beginning, the representation for your guide being all about balance. I'm seeing this reversed as definitely something that you're emotionally overwhelmed, not only with this decision, but with a few other things that have possibly happened. And going to your guide is definitely on the plane. It's like you run to her with your arms wide open, like, take me and fix this problem. Like, you're just so overwhelmed, and she is the one that can kind of write you up and take care of you. You definitely go there because you're not, you know, you might go there in your dreams, when you meditate, you know, kind of different ways to kind of be with your guide in between lifetimes and stuff. So I feel like you're definitely drawn together because your emotions are overwhelming you. And I really feel like she's someone who then, while you're there overwhelmed and confused and upset, she's really something that can calm you down, talk to you, help you out with everything, help you gain control of your emotions while you're there. So I think that was a really, really interesting to see this card come up in conjunction with this, because it's just like complete opposite. It's like someone who's in control, completely balanced, and someone who is just like emotionally overwhelmed. And you know, in the situation you're in right now, I totally don't blame you, and I totally understand why these emotions would be like grasping onto you and kind of throwing you out of whack. It's a big deal, you know. This is it's a, you know, a big life change. You know, it's something that you've thought about. You found it to be a positive change. That's excellent. But it's still, even though you know that in the end you're going to have like a happier life and you'll be more content, it's still like emotionally really hard to kind of break relationships and binds that we've had for so long. What do you need to be aware of right now? So I see 12, the Hanged Man. So I'm really, so this is, okay, 12. And we have a 12-year relationship that's coming to an end. I see the things with this card with him hanging upside down. Things have been really stagnant for a while. Like, I know you said, things haven't been normal for a while. I know we were talking a few weeks ago about this, that things have kind of cooled off between the two of you, and you haven't really been like a real relationship for a while. And I really feel like that's what this card is signifying, is like just hanging around waiting for something to happen. And I think that 12 means let's not go to 13. Like, you've made this decision. Your gift is you've made this decision, and you have the power and the strength to cut the ties and get out. But right now you're still kind of like in a hanging around, at the time of this reading, you're still kind of emotionally in like a hanging around kind of way, like waiting for something to happen, maybe waiting for him to make the first end move, or waiting for some kind of divine sign, which I feel like we've had come up a few times during this reading. But I feel like it's inside you. You have the strength. You're the one that has to cut these ties, that has to take that key that's in your hand and unlock the lock. You know what I mean? So that is definitely interesting to me. And it's even more interesting because we've seen a lot of Cups cards, which are all about emotions. The only thing we've seen elsewise so far has been the Swords card, which is like, you can get out if you're a go. And then we've seen the Major Arcana cards, which are kind of bigger universal lessons. And I definitely can see that in like a 12-year relationship. No matter if you ended it yesterday or in 6 months, it's always going to be part of you. It's like a big part of you because it was 12 years of your life. So let's see if we can get like a couple cards just about, this is a good idea. You've made this decision. You're happy with this decision. Everything's good here. You just really need to kind of sever those ties. So let's look going forward. Like, what are some things we have to look forward to? Oh, okay. So maybe not looking forward to, this is just advice right now. I mean, I feel like the Seven of Wands, we've got her like backed up to the edge of a cliff, and all of a sudden she feels like, hey, all these people are out to get me. I think this card is really saying, no, they're not. Like, this is the thing. Like, I feel like whenever we make a huge decision like this, there are going to be other people that think their opinions really matter in the situation. And I mean other people besides you and the other person in this relationship with you. But I mean friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers. They're going to really feel like they have a right to an opinion for whatever reason. And maybe some of their opinions you do find valid, or you are respectful of, or you do like getting, because you they're people that you think have like a well-rounded thought process. But there's going to be a lot of people you don't want butting in that are going to butt in. And I think this card is really just like telling you to ignore them. You can only basically go over that cliff if you allow yourself to, if you back up and allow yourself to. Pretty much you need to stand your ground and just kind of ignore what the others are saying. I really feel like that is that's something that's going on here. So I was looking for something more that was going to help you moving down the road, but your guide was definitely like, hey, I really want to impart this information with her. Like, this is an important lesson. Like, these people are not in charge of your life. This is your decision to make. And then we'll just see if there's any kind of final So then this is awesome, because when I pulled the Seven of Wands, I always automatically think about the Nine of Wands, because it's like, oh, she goes to this battle and then here she is at the end and she's got to do one more thing. So you get to the end of it all, and you've ignored all them, you've made it past, and there's just gonna be like, I don't know, like, I feel like it's all these wands in the ground. I really feel like it's like you defeat kind of worrying about what other people think. But then there's going to be maybe one more person that comes up that you're like, oh, well, or one more person, or even the person you're in the relationship with, they're going to make like a super valid point, and you're just going to be like, maybe you're right, maybe I did all this for nothing, maybe I should just stay. You have the strength. You totally can cut these ties. If this is what you want to do, no one else, no psychic, no tarot readings, no family members, friends, co-workers, if this is something you want to do, you have the strength to end this relationship and to move on. You have the strength to pick up and be stronger. The shadow card here at the bottom is like, it reminds me of the Four of Cups a lot, where we saw the man sitting in front of the cups and just like wondering what he doesn't have. Well, we've got, when this is all done, there's going to be like this beautiful bouquet and food and banquet, and everything is going to be out and ready for you. You're just going to have to stop focusing on the spilled cups or the dark parts, the sad parts, and move forward and accept this table of joy as it comes to you. And then right after you accept that, is like this exciting journey to start. But I do want to pull, I feel overall like that was a good reading. Like, that's really like your guide is like, if you want to do this, I am so there for you, and we're going to move forward, and I'm going to help you pick yourself up again, and we're just going to stay balanced together and move forward and find the strength. But at the same time, it was a little bit of a heavier reading, just because it's the end of a cycle. So because of that, I do want to go ahead and pull one more card from the Oracle of E. These are really fun. It's a great deck. It's got like great advice and words of wisdom, and it's all kind of done in a more modern, relaxed way, which I think is fun when we end a reading, perhaps. Let me go ahead and shuffle these. Okay, and real quick before I pull that, I'm getting back to this balance here, and as I'm shuffling, I'm noticing, so there's exactly 3 spilled cups down here, and so there's 2 on the table, making this the 5 of cups. But there are also these 3 balloons, like blowing in the sky, like this big prize. So I feel like it's all about balance. You lose these 3 things, but you get these 3 things up here. It's different, but it's beautiful, and you want to accept it, and you should accept it. You should accept the new gifts that come into your life as the old gifts leave. So the card right here is musing right along. This is kind of just trying to get like, before we do this, maybe I should just push these cards out of the way, because what I want to do is just kind of, I know you're talking about you just need some creativity in your life, and this is definitely hitting upon that. I'm using right along. Might as well write your acceptance speech. Your creative mojo is in rare form. Inspired ideas, brilliant schemes, and colossal plans are steaming in from every direction, courtesy of your inner muse. Get a bucket and drink in the sweet nectar of incentiveness and fun. So drinking in the sweet nectar, I think, again, that's like the cups cards a lot. But I really feel like this is the perfect time as you're going through this to either pick up a paintbrush, pick up a pen, markers, anything, and start creating. There is something inside of you that can definitely come out that is amazing, that is during this time of kind of changes in different directions. And then just to end the reading, I grabbed a card from the bottom of the deck. Everything is beautiful. Get ready to be dumbfounded in the best possible way. You will be speechless at how beautiful your life really is. Things that once seemed common that took you for granted are about to show their true colors. Real beauty is about to come back into focus. You can thank the universe later. So to me, that this really is just something that's waiting for you at the end of all this. This here, just everything is beautiful. There's going to be all these things, and I feel like that's something we definitely talked about, things taken for granted, not noticing the little things. I think once you start focusing on those, you're going to really see how amazing your life is. With or without this relationship, you can be single and content and moving along, and I just think that's beautiful. But this is definitely a creative message for you. Just if you feel like getting up and painting a wall, paint a wall. Like, this is something that is flowing through you right now, and I think mentally and spiritually it's really going to be something that pulls you all the way to the end of this decision and how this cycle ends. But I really hope you enjoyed that reading. I had a lovely time reading for you. I really thought your guide was really amazing with all that that balance, and just teaching you to be balanced, and helping you learn to control your emotions and move forward. I just thought that was a really beautiful message she had to share with us today. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.